Welcome today to the Environment Dialogue here today at UCTV. I'm your host, Dickens Ochero. You know that our environment, our future, it's a call to action for all Ugandans. That's why today we are celebrating World Environment Day in Western Uganda at Kabale District. It's a call to action that the government through NEMA, which is an agency, is trying to move to every part of this region to share this knowledge, to share what's happening across environment and climate change. And today we have our guest, one of the person who has been one of the NEMA official, the manager who is in charge of education and advocacy in NEMA, who has been championing this, trying at least to interest everyone, including the young people, the old, in all sectors, to embrace this. And you know that Uganda, the part of Africa, is full of beauty, especially when we are moving all around Western Uganda. You've seen the beauty of the place, where you see that beautiful forest covers. You see beautiful rivers, which is just breathtaking. You see the land, which is too fertile, which is feeding millions of people in Uganda here. And some of you know what really the Kabale or Western region offers to the rest of the world, including the sweet matoke, Irish potatoes, all that you can tell that. But due to that, we have seen that climate change has been really a biggest threat to this environment. That even other people are the contributors of all this which is happening across the part of Africa. But with NEMA standing up and saying that due to the signals, or maybe the things that they are seeing that is happening across the world, across this country, that's why they are reaching out through these events, which people are seeing that they are holding today, which is World Environmental Day celebration in Kabale. And today, many people have been asking, why are we having such event like this? And today, you will get all those questions answered today here at the show. So just don't touch your dial. Stay tuned as you listen to our guest, who is already a part of this family, because with things to do with advocacy and sharing knowledge is one of the champions. All right, then, without waste of time, let me invite him to introduce himself, and we shall explore the topic together. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good evening, viewers. I'm Wilbert Ikilai. I work as a manager environmental education and advocacy with the NEMA. I'm happy to be hosted by UCTV this evening. Thank you so much, Dickens, for the opportunity.
All right, then.
Yeah.
Thank you. You've had Mr. Wilbert is here to digest. If you can get a pen and a paper, write down, learn, because you know, every day is a learning opportunity. You can never get all. That's why sometimes there is not even a sign for so no school ahead, even though we have the PhD. But even those ones who have PhD, they always still learn their experiences. That's why we respect elders and people who have been there into the environmental arena, like Mr. Wilbert here with us. All right, then. Do you know that Uganda loses over 10,000 acres of land just due to environment degradations and wetlands loss, which is nearly Kampala, because in you speak of 90,000 acres, that's nearly Kampala, capital city. And you've seen that even due to the report that NEMA has been giving, that we are losing over 15.6% of the wetlands, which has shrunk down due to environmental degradation and other activities. But with the growing time that we have seen, that we have been, at least NEMA have been trying to cover the forest covers, the wetland cover through the restorations, and also educating other people who have embarked on this initiative. And that's the reason why you're seeing them, that they are moving everywhere. And right now, NEMA has become a household name to everyone. And today, we want to ask Mr. Ikilai that why should we embrace this? Why should we get to know about certain things that really, because we have had a lot of questions where people say, we don't know about what NEMA is doing, we don't know the policies, there have been a lot of blame games. But today, we want now to ask, why should we hold such event, or government should invest in such events or such awareness? Because our topic today is environmental awareness and education. I want to see how far as Uganda we have come from, because you have seen all these statistics. I'm telling you that, you know, losing something from, we had like 15.6% of this wetland. Then you see that people that have tried really to fight with nature until we have now 8.9%. But I've seen that through the restoration activities, we are at least gaining the ground. We are at least somewhere. There is a good news that we know that there is hope as we speak. There is hope for this environment. So, Mr. Wilbert, now with all this which is happening, why are we having such an event that which we always celebrate, which is called World Environmental Day celebration?
Yeah, first of all, I want to say thank you for the opportunity given to me to speak to the public about what NEMA does, but in line with the World Environment Day commemoration. Now, NEMA by mandate is mandated, one of the key pillars of what we do, we are mandated to create awareness and provide information to the public in line with the environment. Yeah. And it is a reason why we engage in the various platforms like this one to create awareness about critical issues of environment. We are all aware environment is life. Without it, it is very difficult to survive, because it's everything that we have, whether food, whether water, air, it's all from the environment. Now, as an organization, NEMA as an organization has a mandate to ensure that the public is educated on issues related to environment. And one of the key events that we use to highlight and bring issues to the public is World Environment Day. Yeah. In my previous discussion, I gave the background of World Environment Day, and I said that it is the day that was agreed upon during the UN meeting that was at the Stockholm in 1972, and every 5th of every year we celebrate World Environment Day. And why we do that is to, one, create awareness so that you bring out critical issues. Every year we have a theme of a critical issue in an environment. For example, this year, the critical issue is on plastics. Yeah. And the national theme is United Against Plastic Pollution. And we are all aware that the plastics, whereas the plastics are very good, but then we have seen a big challenge with the single-use plastics. Like now, the bottles that we use and throw, you look at the polythenes, what we popularly call the caveras, how we use them, or they have done a lot of damage. Simply because of how we manage them, we dispose them in a very irresponsible manner. And then even when we take water, we dispose them in a way that is not managed properly. So it is the reason that we focus this year on plastics. But of course, other years also look at, like I think the other year, there was a year we're looking at wetlands. There are other years that we look at other critical components of the environment. Yeah. Now, World Environment Day, this 2025, of course, we know very well that the day is supposed to be celebrated 5th June every year. Yeah. But others may be wondering why this time, why 25th? Why the change to 25th? The reason is that at the time it was supposed to have been held on the 5th June, it coincided when we had equally very important national event, and that was State of Nation Address, which His Excellency the President was the chief guest, but equally is the same person we had invited to be the chief guest in the World Environment Day. But also we had invited other guests, the ministers, the members of parliament, and it wouldn't really make sense for us to continue when all those are not there yet. In actual sense, we wanted the occasion being graced by His Excellency the President. So it is a reason, in the wisdom and guidance of the minister and then the top management of NEMA, it was agreed that the day be a little adjusted to 25th of this June, and still the venue is going to be Kabale, and the venue is going to be in Kigezi High Primary School playground.
And that's why the event is there today.
Yes, that is why it is. Others may say, is it a mistake to say Kigezi High Primary School playground?
That was a question when we posted it on social media, and people are saying, that people, what are you meaning? Are you people trying to confuse us?
No, that is the name of the venue. Historically, I think the primary, it
was revolving.
But also, it was like within the setting up of the church land. That is the church land, by the way. Yeah. There was, I think, Kigezi High, then it went to the birth of the primary school, and now the name was given Kigezi High Primary School Playground. That is the venue. So we shall be there on 25th, and I want to take this opportunity to call upon all Ugandans to join and we commemorate the event. The purpose is to see that the communities, the message of environment management goes to the communities, and it is why we are mobilizing all the communities to join us in the commemoration. But where you are not able to join the rest, the advice is that take action, take some action. What if you are asking what could this action be? You could actually do something that enhances environment in one way or the other. For example, you can plant a tree, you can organize a cleanup, you can talk to other people about information on management of plastics. You can also talk to them about other aspects of managing environment. And by taking action, when they say a call to action, it means all of us.
Yes.
And I want to highlight this to all of us and the viewers out there. When they say a call to action, it is requesting any of us to do something about environment, to enhance environment. And that is why even it is provided in the law, in the Act, the National Environment Act, Cap 181, it is provided that we all have the duty. We have a right to a clean and a healthy environment. But we also have a duty to enhance the environment, to prevent pollution, and it is a responsibility for all of us.
Okay.
So when we do that, then we shall be working towards improving our environment, and that will help us to have a better life.
Yes.
Because if the environment is polluted, you can never have a better life. In actual sense, we shall be reducing our life expectancy, and that's why I think some of us, you realize we are suffering from a lot of different ailments, complicated ailments, because of majorly how we manage the environment. So I want to take this opportunity to call upon all Ugandans to take action in one way or the other. But I also want to encourage the youth in this country. The recent population census is indicating that the youth are the majority in this country. and the 65 to about 70% of the
78%.
People below the age of below the age of 30 years, below the age of 30 years.
Yeah.
And this is the future of this country.
Yes.
They should get into environment management. And it's one reason later maybe I'll talk about how we are focusing on schools.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right then. Okay, well, the discussion is still going on our set here. That's why I told you that don't touch your dial. We are still having this discussion with Mr. Wilbert, who is going to take us through he has explained to you why this event is all today, on 25th here in Cavalier District, and he's still going to tell you even why we should embrace the youth, because he has brought in the aspect of the young people here in Uganda. So the young person, if you know you're there on your screen, get to know why Mr. Wilbert needs you to join hands on this, because it's not his work alone. It's not for the team leader, Dr. Kankwas alone, or Mr. Ogwal Francis alone. No, it's for you and I, because he has told you that environment does not respect your class or your level, or you are rich, poor, you have PhD or not. No, nature doesn't respect anyone. When it makes a loud noise, everyone will always test its bitterness. All right then, let's go for a short commercial break, then we shall get back with the second episode of the discussion as we go on. Thank you.
UCTV, good news for all. Do more with Center Mobile app. Move with your bank and pay water bills, school fees, pay light, withdraw or deposit money, pay for DSTV or GoTV, pay for Star Times, open app accounts, get loans, and so much more. Download the Center Mobile app on Google Play Store or App Store now. For more information, call our toll-free line or chat with us on WhatsApp. Centenary Bank. Centenary Bank is a member of the Center Group regulated by Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits of up to 10 million shillings are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda.
Tiene que soñar.
Hello and welcome to UCTV. Welcome to Connect with Mary.
You're the Alpha and the Omega.
Uganda Catholic Television. I'm Sunday Gloria Abwatch with UCTV News.
We need people to pay for content.
Bernardo Silva, Matheus Nunes, and Haaland!
Swings it across to Christie.
UCTV, good news for all.
Support the Uganda Catholic Television with MTN Momo. Step 1. Dial *165*3#. Step 2. Enter merchant code 180572. Step 3. Enter any amount from 500 Uganda shillings. Step 4. Pay using MTN mobile money. Step 5. Enter PIN code and send. Step 6. You will receive a confirmation text for supporting the Uganda Catholic Television.
Ronaldo down in the area, penalty!
Don't miss the sports link on UCTV. Catch us every Monday to Friday from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. as we take you into the thrilling world of sports in football.
And Messi! Thuram! Mbappe!
Saka shoot, deflects in, Arsenal have the lead!
Netball,
Nasanga taking the shot. And look at that exceptional steal.
motorsports, boxing, swimming, and much more. UCTV Sports Link with Samgenza Mustafa. Only on UCTV. Good news for all.
Kuleza Farm with Centenary Bank agribusiness solar loan of up to 50 million shillings for a solar-powered irrigation system on your farm. Enjoy a grace period tailored to your cash flows and loan offer amounts from 100,000 up to 50 million Uganda shillings with flexible loan periods up to 60 months. Apply for a Centenary Bank agribusiness solar loan through our branches, agents, and enjoy a fixed interest rate of just 1.7% per month. Kuleza Farm with Centenary Bank agribusiness solar loan today and watch your farming dreams come to life. Visit any of our nearest branch today or call our toll-free line 0800 200 555 or 0800 335 344.
Centenary Bank.
Centenary Bank is a member of the Center Group regulated by Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits of up to 10 million shillings are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda. Terms and conditions apply.
This week, your favorite program, Moment of Encounter.
UCTV. Good news for all.
Alright then, welcome back from that short commercial break. We are still here at UCTV with Mr. Wilbert. We are still articulating, we are still exploring, digesting this issue of World Environmental Day celebration. You know that it's not a matter of saying that, oh, maybe someone will see that NEMA is just wasting money. No, because awareness creation and education is something which is very paramount here in this country. Because without knowledge, without information, you have nowhere to go. It's just like a layman just moving in the desert, just wandering in the desert without anything, without getting anything. But you need information to know what to do and where to go and who to go to. And that's the reason why UCTV Environmental Dialogue always brings for you people like Mr. Wilbert to come and share with you knowledge so that you are informed, that you know, oh, you stop pointing, oh, this and this, this one is not doing your, oh, when you yourself also, you're not looking at what you can do. It's about us knowing what we can contribute to this country. Just last week, I told you that we should stop this saying that government to Yambe, or what can the government do for J.F. Kennedy, the former president of the United States, told you that, ask yourself, what can you do for your country? And today, ask yourself, Mr. Wilbert, what can I contribute to NEMA as a person? That's why he said that you cannot only say you need to travel, you know, where the events are, but you can do something in your place where you're seated in your environment, because he told you that environment is life, is environment, it's life, it's everything, food that you need, the breath that you need, the clean air that you need. It's all from the environment. All right, then let's now get back to our discussion that we are still bringing the aspect of the young people, that's the youth, into this discussion. Why the youth should embrace this environmental education and awareness, and why should really the government interest them so much? Because, you know, as 7-8% of the population, that's a very big, you know, much that the government needs this number into, because without this number, we know our future is at stake. Our future will be really on fire. All right then, Mr. Wilbert, with that, you are still bringing out, why should the youth embrace this initiative that they need to carry out this information? And I don't know that not only the youth, we have very many actors. Like we have Uganda Manufacturing Association, that's the UMA. We have Uganda Investment Authority, who are in charge of all investors. And we have seen that also, that people now, they have given you people also a new name, that they call the new name. The new name, we have seen that now, that since you started the event is growing bigger and bigger. And today we have seen in Kabale that it's a very big event that that is drawing all attention, and that's why I told you that NEMA is a household name right now to everyone. And when you put on the NEMA t-shirt when you're moving, people will say, oh, you want NEMA, why is looking for what? Oh, but that's good news, because now people have started identifying themselves with you people. So why should the youth, the CSOs, the private sectors, and all other stakeholders embrace this initiative that NEMA is trying really to do?
Thank you very much. One, you first of all, that question, looking at the concern of all other stakeholders, the CSOs, and all other partners coming in, you realize that the change in the environment affects all of us.
Yeah.
And you can we all experience, when there is drought, we all experience we all suffer the same.
Yes.
When the floods come to Kampala, whether you're driving whatever, you feel it. Eh? So you really see that change in the environment creates a change that affects all of us.
That's true.
If there are heat waves, they will not say this is a minister, this is somebody who we all feel
He's
it.
a poor man.
Yes, they will not say, the heat waves will not discriminate.
Just like Iran, what it started and people are crying.
You can see.
Heat wave.
So, environment management is very critical that we should all be concerned about, because changes in the environment, say for example, look at drought, and we don't have enough food. If it affects the food production, you really see that prices hit all of us, whether you're rich or poor.
Yeah.
So that is why all these other actors come in, and I want to appreciate all partners that have come to work with the lead agencies and all other organizations that are responsible for environment management. I want to thank all of them, and I want to say that it is important the youth get into environment management. Why? One, behavioral change is a gradual process.
Yes.
And when we begin with the youth at the early age, we expect that at a certain age now, when they become adults, they could have changed the behavior.
Yeah.
And they should now be able to handle environment issues carefully. And we feel the future and stewardship of the environment in this country will be very good. That is one. Two, they are the majority. When you look at the recent population, you'll find most of them are even below the age of 30 years.
That's true.
And if we transformed them to begin appreciating environment now, that means that the future of environment in this country is bright. So we need to begin doing that, and already as NEMA, we are focusing, we have specific activities that we're focusing, we're working with education institutions.
Yes.
As we speak right now, we had the debates. There are debates that are going on in Kabale, especially at the National Teachers College, for the schools that are competing on environment related issues, especially in line with the theme. And the best will be recognized by the chief guest on 25th.
And I've seen just a report where you brought out, it was a report of it's the environmental standard, a report that over 200, since NEMA started this greening school campaign, that over now 260 schools, and including institution and university, have now embraced the environment initiative by greening schools and
and universities. We have worked with the universities, we have worked with secondary schools and primary schools, and we are still working. We want to reach as many schools as possible, and we're working with partners like Wildlife Clubs of Uganda. And many other partners coming on board.
And also the Caritas.
Yes, Caritas. I want to appreciate Caritas because they have come really to work with us. But also appreciating like UCTV, because this is information. It's a contribution of UCTV to the public. So I want to appreciate this. And if each partner could come and make a contribution, then we would be very far. in environment management.
The work will be less and
yes, but also we should be able to reach the bigger population in this country with information. So we are focusing on schools. Yesterday there were the schools in Kigezi sub-region were competing music, drama and dance in line with the theme United Against Plastic Pollution. And already the winners have been selected. That will be recognized by the chief guest on 25th itself. So we are bringing, and it's so beautiful. Wow. It is inspiring the young generation. It's encouraging them. And as NEMA, we have also joined now. We are taking it to the level of sports. And as NEMA, I want to inform you that we have registered with the corporate league. And we are in the corporate competitions. And we brought in a number of youth. And as I speak now, we are on top of the table.
Wow.
So I think when we take environment to different aspects, maybe to the schools, to the youth outside there, in sports,
yes,
you really see that it's something that is
very good, because it means you people are answering the question that youth were saying. Environment discussion is a very broad.
Yes, yes. Yes. Wow. So we want to inspire the youth through the various activities in managing and bringing them to manage environment and appreciate issues on environment management. So this time we are focusing, the focus is of course Kigezi sub-region, and we are all aware that Kigezi is one of the tourist centers in this country.
Yeah, that's right.
And one of the biggest contributors of Uganda's revenue comes from the tourism.
Yes.
And you just see how beautiful a number of areas in Kigezi sub-region and how the tourist kind of activities that go on there. Thousands of tourists at a certain season throng the region.
Yeah.
And that is very, very important for us. So we need to emphasize that these kind of regions, we need issues of environment to be jealously protected, because we are earning out of it. The communities are benefiting out of it. Imagine if we didn't have tourism, what could our revenue levels would be going down, but tourism is contributing big. So we should all be concerned about it. So it's one of the reasons why we decided to say let's focus on this Kigezi sub-region this time. And it is not a one-off activity. We shall have activities that will run even afterward. We call them post-wed activities. I want to give you an example. We started with the restoration of the identified degraded hills in Kabale. And of course, due to the change in the season, and of course now we started at the time when now the rains were dwindling, and we halted it a little, but with the plan that we are going to continue as soon as the rains get on, and it will be one of the post-wed activities to restore the degraded hills in Kabale. So we want to call upon all other partners still to join us in the restoration process after. But there are also other activities that still will be running, like community engagements in various communities to begin changing the practices, agronomic practices, where we need them to improve the way they are doing agriculture. When we do agriculture on the hills and we leave just open hills, a lot of soil is washed away. We cut the trees, and then we find that when it rains, a lot is affecting the hills and even the productivity itself. So by doing the community engagements, we want to kind of support communities to begin appreciating the best practices, the best agronomic practices, so that we improve farming, we improve a number of environmental kind of protection approaches. And then we shall also engage in capacity building, training of the environment managers, both at education level, but also at the district local government level.
Levels.
We want to train managers like the head teachers of the various institutions, the principals, the heads of those institutions in managing environment, because as long as the information begins from the institutions where the training is done, then it is easier to cascade it to the communities.
Okay.
So we want to start there. We shall have the training of environment managers both at the institutional level but also at the local government level, so that we shall work now, increase the groups. Okay. But also we are now working with the cultural institutions.
Wow, I've seen Uganda Kingdom is really...
Uganda Kingdom is one of the cultural institutions. We also worked recently when we were doing biodiversity, remember?
Yeah.
We had brought in the traditional leaders.
Yeah, from the Gishu.
From the Gishu and also Kapchorwa.
Kapchorwa, yeah.
So we are extending now in other parts of Uganda. We shall be working with the Morimori, Sir Epolon Morimori, Pape Morimori in Teso, and then the Rot in Lango, and then other parts of this country. So we are bringing in so we are bringing the cultural leaders to work with us because they command a bigger following.
Yes.
And when they speak, the community will listen, but also they own land.
Yes.
They have big chunks of land. And I want to thank the Uganda Kingdom because we're already working closely with them here. Yeah. I also want to thank other kingdoms and then also the traditional leaders that we've worked with, that we've already talked about, that we shall continue these engagements with the communities as part of the post-WED. But also, we are working with the church.
Yes.
It is something that we are going to continue even when we are done with this WED for 2025. As a post-WED, we are going to work with the churches, the different churches.
Yes.
And you know very well that the church is one of the influential institutions as well that people believe in without question.
Yes.
So we shall work with the different churches, the Catholic, Anglican, the Islam, the Muslims, and to ensure that we expand the stewardship of environment and ensuring that every denomination embraces environment management at that level.
But and before you go into another point, like I've seen that Catholic Church through the Pope, the Laodicea agreement that the Pope really has emphasized the environmental conservation and protection, and we have seen also the Anglican Church have come on board really to embrace environment, because they also say that God also told also made it very clear we need to protect the environment. So we are seeing that also there are other like denomination or other religion, like for instance you have spoken of Islam. We have like churches like Watoto with a very big following. We have the Miracle Center, Cathedral, like Pastor Kayanja, Pastor Gary. We have the Apostle Grace Lubega of Fanero. We have all these other born agains, and they are following. And we people have been asking a lot of questions, especially when we are into those spaces, that why are they seeing that the Anglican, the Catholic, and even the apportioned budgets of environment and the concept of environment, but why are these other born-again churches still not coming also on board like a Catholic and Anglican to embrace when they have also a big following and also have land? And most of them are farmers. Like for instance, the person whom we always we see is Pastor Kayanja, who is a farmer, and he has really had a lot of success in farming. So how can these ones also come on board?
Thank you for that question. I think it's an issue of planning, but also at a certain time for us as regulators, we may imagine that people understand issues of environment, but we just need to deliberately get to influencing, and that's one of the things I'm doing here.
Yes.
And then the other one, we just need deliberately reach out to them. I'm already beginning to see where some of those churches are already speaking environment. For example, one of the churches had approached us one time. They wanted one of us to go and speak to their audience.
Yeah.
And I think that was a tick for one of those born-again churches. But I was also very impressed to see from our leader, I think the Archbishop of Church of Uganda, when he said that instead of taking flowers to the caskets of the people, we plant trees. And I think for me that is a very big point. Why would we take in so many other flowers which are going to kind of dry off? And other than planting a tree in recognition of our dear one who has gone.
Who have gone.
I think this is a message that we need to embrace. But even us,
yes,
when we are still alive, when we are celebrating our birthdays, it's very important that instead of, having a cake is good, but it would be a very big plus if we decided to add on planting a tree. When we are celebrating. Just imagine how many trees would Miss Ochero now have? See, if he was young and by the time now he's reaching 30 years, he would have over a forest.
A forest, I will be having a forest of trees.
Yes, even me, I would be having a forest, my forest now. Because so are you seeing that?
Yeah, even marriage, wedding, people are wedding in Kampala every weekend. And
every wedding we plant trees. So I think I want to call upon all the viewers out there that if we took some of these initiatives, it would be very good to support our environment. Plant a tree during your birthday, plant a tree when we lose our dear ones, plant a tree when you're wedding. I think how that would enhance.
Baptizing your kid?
Yes. All these are innovations that I think would be very, very important. Now, I want to say that World Environment Day is not the end of the campaign. We have other programs that we normally engage to see that environment, information on environment reaches. We've had regional engagements in areas that were initially identified having issues in the wetlands. One of them is Kigezi. Yeah. We've had a regional engagement with the various stakeholders, key stakeholders in Kigezi. Key stakeholders beginning from the top leadership at the local government, the different representatives of the different organizations, but also the structure, the members of parliament, the community. We've had those engagements in the different regions. Kigezi is one of them. Yeah. We had in Busoga, we had in Bukedi recently, Bukedi sub-region, and we are still continuing with those areas that were identified with the issues, especially in wetlands. Yeah. We've had that, and that is still going on. So we also have programs that are still continuing running with education institutions. Okay. And with education institutions, we work with the school clubs, and then where there are no school clubs, we establish others, and then we do mentorship with those. What do we do with them? We train them on the best practices of managing environment. We also support now establishment of nursery beds so that we ensure the supply of the tree seedlings other than running to NFA only. We also work with them in ensuring that they are other activities that they do. For example, horticultural activities, horticultural activities where they are able to produce cabbages, tomatoes, and these ones enhance the nutrition within the school. Yes. But also there's some projects that they would do that enhance environment but also support like income generation, nutrition.
Social entrepreneurship.
Yeah, yes, like now we're even encouraging the planting of fruit tree seedlings in the various schools. The reason for this is nutrition, but also income. So all this would be a very good approach to post-wed activities, and we want to work with the various institutions, continue still. Where you have technical challenges, we have the structures. I want to bring this to attention of the public that NEMA has regional offices. We have a regional office in Mbale. Okay. We have a regional office in Mbarara.
Okay.
We have a regional office in Hoima. We have a regional office in Lira.
Lira, wow.
And there's even a plan that now want to expand and have West Nile equally be covered, and specific also this side of Karamoja. So that is where you need help. The regional offices that I've mentioned currently, you can reach if you're in Mbale, Eastern Uganda, you can reach there. If you're in this side of Western, you can either reach Mbarara or Hoima.
Yeah.
And in the north, you can reach Lira.
Okay.
So those are the regions. But also, we have the technical teams within the local government structures. And that's why we have the district environment officers, district natural resource officers, district forest officers,
yeah.
district land officers.
Yeah.
So the structure is there. So where you have a challenge, kindly get to the nearest district and seek support. It is only maybe if there is anything that goes beyond that, but the structures are there, and wouldn't begin looking at NEMA or other entities that are given the mandate to manage environment. So environment management is a decentralized function, and we should all be moving and working with these existing structures. We encourage all of us to take responsibility, because our environment, our life. Without environment, very, very big challenge in life.
Okay.
So I want to encourage all Ugandans, those who can be able to join us in Kabale, please join us in Kabale. Those that are not able to join us in Kabale, take action.
Okay.
And take action that enhances environment. If you have any questions that you need to be answered related to what we are talking about, we can also provide details of our contacts. Yes, for me, I can be reached at, can be reached on my number. My number, maybe I'll give this number. Can I read it here?
On the scroll there, you will see the numbers on our scroll, the previous scroll in the screen, that you also put your
So I can be reached on 6580, or I can also be reached on Airtel 075 97 123 75. So on email, I can be reached on Wilbert Ikilai with the IKILOAI at NEMA.go.ug. So we can be reached, and then we can generate a discussion. So if there are any questions to be responded, we shall be happy to respond on that. But let's take environment seriously, and the environment is our life.
Okay.
Thank you.
There is a question. You talk about the capacity building, and very many youth right now who have started up their CBOs, CSOs, which is youth-led, and now they're saying, how can they tap into this capacity building training that NEMA is trying at least to initiate to every region in Uganda? How can they do that? Because they feel that also they still need to be empowered and get to know really what happens in the environmental education and awareness.
Yeah, we would be very happy, say for example, to engage with the various groups of the youth, as long as they can reach to us. They can write to our executive director and raise the issue. We need capacity building in these areas. If they have interest in specific areas, they can highlight from their letter, and that letter will be received from our registry, and then from there it will be channeled to the right officials depending on the area of interest, and then we arrange. We've had this with the different organizations, including the Army. Recently we had, last year, actually at the beginning of this year, we were training the Army officers on environment management, and we are organizing another one with a team of the Army officers in Entebbe.
Okay.
So even other groups equally we've done it. So it would be very, very okay if formally it's done, like the organizations or the youth organizations that need capacity building, write to Executive Director NEMA, and then it is channeled to the right technical staff, and we arrange for that.
Okay.
Yes.
Then also another question is that we have found out that in every leadership, always, every time that NEMA has always faced criticism from especially leaders, politicians, that right now that we are now into a political season, how can NEMA really reach out to these, especially these leaders, and also incorporate them in such trainings and also, dialogue, so that they get to know what happens in the environment, so that at least when they are preaching or they are trying to talk to their masses or their voters, they can tell people the truth. And that, because I've seen one person, one of the candidates there in northern Uganda, in a manifesto or a poster, she had put that for environment and sustainability, and I love it. I said, wow, this is a good move. So how can really NEMA reach out? Because you've seen the Lubiji saga, the Lubiji saga, what happened really? That other people who were even informed, they were criticizing.
Okay, we have a specific division that has a division that supports, that has already, we have what they call a lead agency coordination unit, where we work with the different lead agencies, including the local government. We have started bringing on board the different leaders in the different capacities, the political, the technical, and we engage with them at various regions. And that is one way we are deliberately working to ensure that information reaches to these people.
Yeah.
But also, in these regional engagements that I've talked about, we speak to the leaders, and we're trying to create awareness so that the issues that people talk about NEMA that may not be informed, this time we make it clear, and then people begin appreciating the role that NEMA plays.
Yeah.
Yes, and we're already working towards that.
Yeah.
And we've been working already with the different regions and then the different lead agencies.
Okay.
And we believe, given time, people will begin appreciating what NEMA does.
Okay.
Yes.
So I think the approach is through the, find that actually parliamentary.
Yes, we discuss with even with the local governments.
Yeah,
we bring them together.
ULGA is for Uganda Local Government Association.
Yes, we get their representatives.
Because it has been really a very big issue. You see that people come in and they start saying, "Oh, NEMA here," but when he knows that he has a family,
yes.
he has land, he's criticizing NEMA when he knows that there are information. So with that, Mr. Wilbert, that we have spoken, what are your, some of the things that you see that maybe, let us say that your recommendation or your parting shot to the viewers outside there?
I want to call upon all Ugandans and all other viewers out there that let's take environment seriously. Environment is our life, and if we do not take environment, we all pay the cost. This is visible when we get to hospitals because of various elements that arise as a result of maybe our neglect of the environment, and then we pay the cost. I already told you about the floods, the drought, the what, we all pay the cost and we all feel it.
Yeah.
So I want to call upon all the viewers that let's take environment seriously, because it has impact in all of us.
Yeah.
And it doesn't discriminate.
Yeah.
With that, I want to thank UCTV for the opportunity and thank all the organizers for this opportunity to pass the message to Ugandans, and I appreciate so much. With that, I think I can say for God and my country.
All right, then. Thank you, Mr. Wilbert, for always loving UCTV and being a partner, family, part of the family of UCTV Environmental Dialogue. And is always welcome here anytime, any day, if he wants to pass this question. And we are planning also a day where we are going to make a live event where you will call, you will text, you will tweet, you ask them questions. They will be here with a team where all kinds of questions that you want to ask them, you want to call and inquire. It will be an open day discussion whereby it's viewers and NEMA answering your questions, what you've been maybe thinking. But also we have, if you missed this live show on UCTV, you can go also to our YouTube page, because the YouTube premiere starts from 9 to 10, where you can, you watch the show, like it, share with others. If any comment you have, you want to maybe inquire, you can send your comment also. We are still there. We are there to answer you. We are there to help you, or anything. Maybe you find that it's hard for you maybe to reach out to Mr. Wilbert Ikilai. We are here. We are here as a linkage, or we can link you to them and introduce you so that you see how you can partner with NEMA, work with NEMA, because he has told you that the issue of the environment is not only the government, it's between you and the government, that everyone should take responsibility of it. That's why he wind up and say, let's act now, let's plant, let's protect, and let's preserve, because Uganda needs you and I, and this part of Africa, when you speak of its beauty, it's because of you and I who have embraced the beauty and protected the beauty of this this part of Africa. Because you don't speak of the nice river that nourishes your body, or maybe the forest that breathes life, or the fertile life that really feeds millions and billions of people across the world, when we don't take action to protect it. And that's the reason why we are always here to share this information, and we'll continue always bringing you every information that you need to know, that you get to know and learn about environment. And as UCTV, we are pledged always to be the lead in the mainstream in regards to the issue of environment. All right then, you know that this Friday or this week, that's 27th, NEMA also has planned a very big event that's called Environmental Sustainability Awards. That's why Mr. Ikilai told you that you need to act, you need to do things, because at the end of the day, you will be recognized and you will be appreciated for the good work done, because there are very many categories of these awards. It's just an appreciation, where the day that you will dine with Mr. Ikilai at Sheraton, you dine with Dr. Akakwasa, with the ministers, with the guests of honor and other actors. So 27th of June, NEMA will be at Sheraton, Kampala, but it's only invite for those people who have been acting, for people who have been doing something. As I told you always, money does not follow someone who does nothing. It follows someone who has been doing something. That's why we end here by saying, please keep your environment, protect your environment, and stand as a steward for your environment. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye-bye.
UCTV. Good news for all.